guys, welcome to another insightful episode of the Millennial Talk Show, where we talk about issues that affect millennials and how to deal with them. Well, this is the first week in May 2022, and I would like to say a big thank you to all our viewers, supporters, listeners for always staying with us. Well, today's another exciting day as we would be having another insightful conversation that affects millennials as well. Well, today we're going to be looking at innovation hubs and development of digital skills in Nigeria. Now, the fourth industrial revolution driven by digital technology has propelled the digital economy that has become a critical segment of the global economic ecosystem. Now, companies like Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and Google have all achieved phenomenal growth, contributing significantly to developed economies like the United States of America. Now, Africa has a great opportunity to leverage the fourth industrial revolution after missing out on the first, second, and third revolutions. Well, for Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, one of the areas it can be competitive in is the development of digital skills for its youth population. Today, we will be discussing innovation hubs and the development of digital skills in Nigeria with Deji, Ajani, Sustainability Manager, Opolo Global Initiative. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I am fine. Yeah. Good morning. How are you doing today, too?
I'm all right. Well, I always like to start with a brief introduction of my guests. So quickly give us a brief introduction about yourself before we dive right into the questions.
Oh, okay, right. Yes. Thank you so much, Josephine, for having me on this particular episode, on this particular session today. Yeah, I am Deji Ajani. I am the Sustainability Manager for Opolo Global Innovation and Innovation Enabler, Incubator, Accelerator. And our goal primarily is to see how we can provide the necessary platforms for innovators to thrive, right? And well, I joined the company about more than a year ago, and a whole lot has actually happened. So my responsibility primarily is to ensure how the firm gets sustained and how, of course, revenue gets generated. Of course, the bigger part, how social impact can actually be felt. Yeah. So thank you.
All right. To our first questions, how important is digital skills to Nigeria's quest to achieving competitiveness in the fourth industrial revolution?
We are moving from the steam engine era to the electrical adoption era, then to the formation of electronics and the likes, and now to the formation of the fusion of cyber and physical space. So while understanding where we are coming from, we get to realize that there's a whole lot of skill set. There are some skill set requirements to survive in each of this era. From the era where we talked about the steam engine period, then it means that there's a whole lot of skills around physical characteristics for persons to survive in that era. Then we would also talk about the era where persons would have to have a certain level of knowledge around electrical formation, then to the era where persons would have to talk about the formation of microprocessors to run computers and the likes. Of course, the third era imagines the period where we have the idea of computers, right? And this era we have now, the fourth industrial era, gives us the opportunity to blend the cyberspace to the physical space, right? And this means that the certain characteristics of persons must have certain characteristics to survive in a period as such.
Yes.
Right? So as Nigerians, it is important for us to start looking at skills for survival, digital skills for survival for the work of now and the future of work.
Right now, we'll take a quick commercial break, and when we're back, we'll be continuing with the conversation. Don't go anywhere, guys.
There is time for everything. It doesn't matter if it's food, work, hobbies, or just life. Millennials are always on the go, trying to make things happen. Millennial Talk, enlightening and supporting millennials on finance and growth for personal development. Join us on Millennial Talk every Thursday by 10 a.m. Start developing yourself today.
All right, guys, we are back and we still have Mr. Deji here, and we're still talking about digital skills for the future of Nigeria. Well, Mr. Deji, the second question we have for you today is, the federal government is targeting 5 million young people acquiring digital skills in the next 10 years. Now, what role can innovation, the Innovation Hub, play in supporting this goal?
Wow, thank you for throwing my my field of expertise to me.
Exactly.
Right? So for us, primarily at Opolo Global Innovations, we are so keen around digital transformation, innovation-driven society, right? Knowledge and innovation-driven society, I must say, right?
Yeah.
So, and our goal primarily is to see how we can enable innovations. And I feel that the role of innovation hubs is to enable innovations. We are not just creators of innovation. For us, primarily, is to see how these talents, this quantum of talents that we have in Nigeria, how can these talents transform into innovation creators, right? How can they become the unicorns that we want? How can they really transform? How can they provide solutions to the society challenges, not just local, it could be global, right? So our role as innovation hubs primarily is to see how these talents, investors, academias, governments get to play in supporting innovations, right? So innovation hubs primarily should not just serve as physical structure, it should also serve as the supporters of innovation. Okay. Right? So for us, as much as innovation hubs is a physical structure where you convert that serve as convergence for relevant stakeholders, it is also important that innovation hubs serve as mentors, right? Serve as a platform where mentors are onboarded to provide the mentorship support primarily to innovators, right? So our role primarily will now be taking talents through the journey of becoming the real life or the real time innovation producer of innovators. Yeah. So our role primarily should be taking them through becoming innovators. It's a long journey, so our role is to take them through.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a difficult task because the world is continuously evolving. There's a new tech or a new thing each day. So I mean, that's a lot of heavy burden you guys carry. Well, I do hope that we get to be a big part of the fourth industrial revolution, as we've missed the previous ones. Well, my third question to you is, so for the Opolo Global initiative, skills is a part of component of your drive as an innovation hub. Now, share with us how your collaboration with universities in Nigeria and overseas will equip more young people to access digital skills.
We dimension what we do at Opolo Innovation into 4 major areas: the digital, innovation, skills, and enterprise. So for us, as much as we are trying to enable innovation, we understand that the skills is very, very important, because you only do what you can do when you have the required skills to do them. Of course. Primarily. So for us, so for us, primarily, we have been, we are able to bring other stakeholders, the key players of the ecosystem together to provide the required skills, right? And this has led us to adopt what we call the quad-helix partnership approach, right? What we mean by the quad-helix partnership approach includes bringing high net worth individuals into play, bringing governments to serve as the regulators into play, bringing tertiary institutions that serve as the training ground, right? The knowledge, the knowledge house into play, and bringing the industry that would serve as the adopters of these innovations together. So what do I mean by, why do we bring all these persons together? The idea primarily is that the required skill sets that these persons needs to be provided. So in line with that, we have extended a partnership to Microsoft, Huawei, Oracle, In fact, we've gone global to the extent that we just signed a partnership deal with University of Edinburgh. And the idea primarily is to see how these skill sets, how these persons can actually get the required skill set to survive in the work of now and the future of work, right? So in whole, the skills for us is key. So we are looking at different levels of skill set that needs to be acquired. So we categorize them into the beginner's level, the intermediate level, and the advanced level. And of course, in the next 6 months, you will be seeing some solutions being churned out via Opolo Global Innovation. And you know, another thing I also need to mention is that we are able to create different diverse programs. Diverse programs around how persons in the rural areas get to be digitally involved, how persons in the rural area get to be financially involved, how persons in the rural area persons in the rural area, how can they get to take up remote jobs anywhere in the world and do this from the rural areas where they belong, where they live primarily. And I also need to mention this. Opolo Global Innovation has been able to bring the likes of Obafemi Awolowo University, or State University, and some other universities in the north, in other parts of the country, to serve as innovation hubs. These are things that we are doing in partnership with campus-based innovation hubs. The same thing is ongoing in rural areas, right? So we are talking around rural prosperity and research for commercialization.
All right.
So thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today on today's episode of Millennial Talk. If you'd like to find out more about personal finance and the financial market, please visit our website, www.proshare.co. Keep watching.